Hi everybody, this is Boog Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Magneto figure. I was originally supposed to do this review yesterday, but I had some stuff come up, so I'm finally reviewing him tonight. So before we take a look at Magneto, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So first up, he comes with a set of fisted hands. Up next, he comes with a set of open hands. Just like with Cyclops, you get one new hand and one old hand. I think this left hand has actually been used a couple times before, but yeah, I definitely like that left hand more than the right. We don't get any sort of effects for him, though. I really wish we would have gotten some sort of an effect for these hands. I think they look pretty cool, but they look a little lackluster without any effects attached to them. I mean, if you're a Marvel Legend collector, you probably have plenty of effects laying around, but still, it would have been nice if Hasbro would have given us some effects for him. And finally, you get this angry head sculpt, and I really like the way this looks. All of the details came out very clean on him. I'm not sure which head sculpt I prefer. I definitely like this one, though. I like how he's gritting his teeth. It's just a very intense expression. Hasbro did a really good job at sculpting this. So now let's take a closer look at his regular head sculpt. Just like on the previous head sculpt, I think it is sculpted very well. All the sculpted details look very nice. The printed details are very crisp. You'd almost think they're painted on. That's how well they're printed on. All the details on his face came out very nice. He has some really awesome sculpted hair there. And unlike Cyclops, I think this head sculpt could pass for a comic version. With Cyclops, the head sculpt was very cartoony looking. But with Magneto, I feel like it's a perfect mixture of like comic inspiration and the animated show. I feel like it's a nice in-between. It's not too cartoony and it's not too comic-like. It's kind of a perfect balance of both. So even though this head sculpt doesn't have short hair, I still feel like you could fit it into your comic display if you wanted. It's a shame that we actually don't have a short-haired Magneto head sculpt from Hasbro. The only thing is the unmasked head sculpt that came with the, I think it was like the post-Secret Wars Magneto, and he had kind of shoulder-length hair in that one too. We don't have a good unmasked Magneto head with short hair, or I would definitely swap a head out and show you that. You get this new cape piece, and it's sculpted really well. I like the way it looks like it's flowing on the figure. That looks really nice. The only bad thing, though, is it pegs in right by his hair, and whenever you move the head, it unpegs it. And it kind of just always floats right there. It's not flush to his chest. And that kind of annoys me, because if it was laying down here, I feel like it would look just fine, but a lot of times it wants to float up here because it either detaches or just doesn't want to lay properly. So while it does look good, it does irritate me that it unpegs so often and then just floats there. Other than the M on his outfit, there's really no painted details on this figure. He does reuse some parts from the Vulcan body mold. We do get new biceps though, because you get a sculpted line right here. I'm happy that this is actually a sculpted line and not just painted on. You can actually feel the indentation right there. So they did sculpt the end of his gloves onto the bicep right there, and I think that looks really cool. If you want to remove the cape on the figure, I found that the easiest way is just to pop the head off and then pop it back on. So if you're wondering what Magneto looks like without his cape, there you go. I do feel like the neck sits a little low on the neck peg, but it doesn't look too bad without his cape. So now let's go ahead and go over his articulation. So without the cape, he can look up very slightly. He can look down all the way. He can move his head side to side. He has shoulders that can move all the way out. He has butterfly joints. They're pretty crunchy though. That definitely worries me. They feel very stiff. He has a swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbows that can bend in that far, swivel thrusts that can move side to side and up and down, an ab crunch that can move back that far, and whenever you do that, it'll definitely unpeg from his back right there, the cape. He can crunch forward that far. He has a waist swivel that can move side to side. He has hips that can just about do a complete split. He can kick forward very slightly. He can barely kick back at all. He has a swivel at the thigh that can move side to side. Kind of crunchy too, you can hear it clicking when I move it. He has double jointed knees that can bend back that far, swivel at the shin that can move side to side, ankles that can move down all the way, up just a little bit, and a nice ankle rocker. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up, here he is next to his comic counterpart. This is from the Family Matters 3-pack. If you're wondering what this X-Men 97 Magneto head sculpt looks like on the comic Magneto, I think that looks really good. That looks very awesome. I like the way that looks. It fits on there perfectly. So yeah, you can do that if you want. Here he is next to Cyclops. Here he is next to Storm. And finally, here he is next to Wolverine. So overall, I would highly recommend picking him up because he is a very awesome figure. I do feel like he's a little light on accessories. I definitely wish that he would have came with some effects. But other than that, I think he's a pretty cool figure. And you can definitely use this in a comic display if you want. And the comics, Magneto had short hair with this outfit, so the hair would be inaccurate. But still, I think you could make it work if you wanted to. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.